begins.
The shell cracks. It is born into a world of titans.
This is the perilous story of Diplodocus. Born into a world of ancient giants, every moment is a lesson in survival. Its first instinct is not to eat.
It is to run.
Subject: Diplodocus. Its name means double beam.
This was a true titan.
Rate class: heavy.
A colossus of over 15 tons. Stretching 85 feet, the length of 3 buses.
It was a giant among giants.
The Morrison Formation. Late Jurassic North America, 150 million years ago.
This was an icon of the ancient world.
Fighting style, rival browser. A specialized herbivore. A high-volume processor of low-quality vegetation. Its entire life was a search for fuel.
The late Jurassic was a time of extremes.
The world was dominated by vast, sweeping fern savannas. But this was not a paradise.
The Morrison Formation was defined by 2 brutal realities.
Wet season and the dry season. The wet season. Monsoonal rains transformed the landscape.
Floodplains swelled, creating lush corridors of ferns and conifers.
This was the time of plenty. A time for our fighter to bulk up. The dry season. The rains vanished.
The rivers receded, leaving a parched, cracked battleground. This is where the struggle truly began.
Food becomes scarce, and competition becomes deadly. This arena is shared by other giants.
Rivals like Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus. Sports like Stegosaurus.
Yet, its power is absolute.
And the apex killer of this age, the Allosaurus.
Morrison was not a home. It was a gauntlet.
A place where giants rose and giants fell.
To survive this gauntlet, Diplodocus evolved a unique toolkit.
It was not a hunter, nor a fortress.
Survival depended on efficiency.
Primary weapon, the neck.
This was not a crane for reaching high trees.
That's the Brachiosaur's strategy.
Diplodocus was a horizontal specialist. Its 20-foot neck was a browsing sweep, like a massive rake. It could stand in one spot
And systematically clear acres of low-lying ferns. It is an era of giants.
Its teeth were not for chewing.
used only to strip foliage. Gastroliths, or stomach stones, ground the tough plant matter. This was a low-energy solution to a low-energy diet. Its most famous and most debated weapon.
For decades, we saw it as a simple counterbalance.
With its immense tail, the Diplodocus maintains an elegant, rhythmic walk.
But the fossils tell a more violent story. The whiplash hypothesis. The tail could move faster than the speed of sound.
A sonic boom, a warning to any predator.
The journey to that size was the species' greatest struggle. Diplodocus was an R strategist. It employed the most brutal survival tactic in nature: quantity over quality.
There was no Maiasaura herd protecting its young.
But for this creature, 100 eggs represented everything: the nesting ground. Females would migrate to safer, vegetated areas. Using a simple ovipositor, they laid dozens of eggs.
They were buried in shallow, trench-like nests.
And then they were abandoned.
Mother's role in the survival chronicle was over.
Were left to the mercy of the elements, to the legions of small, specialized egg thieves.
Tiny, vulnerable, and hunted from the moment they drew breath. Their only defense was camouflage. In the dense undergrowth, silence is the only defense. The predator passes agonizingly close.
They were predator fodder for small carnivores.
Ornitholestis, the bird robber, was a specialist in this hunt.
The hatchling's strategy was simple.
Find dense cover.
Eat constantly. Grow as fast as humanly possible. For the young Diplodocus, the world was not an arena. And the only way to survive was to outgrow the danger.
The young formed nomadic, teenage groups.
The dry season offers little comfort. Here, safety is merely an illusion.
But this safety is an illusion. Now they're the perfect size for another hunter.
The apex hunter.
Different lizard is the lion of the Jurassic period.
It was fast, intelligent, and armed with hatchet-like jaws. The confrontation was inevitable.
Every step is a calculated decision.
juvenile Diplodocus group panics.
The predators are probing the herd, looking for weaknesses. An individual stumbles.
It is separated from the group.
It has only its small size and desperate speed. This is the crucible that forged the species. Fossil record is a testament to this battle. An Allosaurus jawbone with a puncture wound from a sauropod tail spike. This was the brutal, bloody contract of the Morrison. It is one of evolutionary triumph. The Diplodocid line was incredibly successful. It branched out, producing titans like Barosaurus and Supersaurus. They were the blueprint for the gigantic sauropods that followed. But its cultural legacy is perhaps even greater. A gift from Andrew Carnegie to museums around the world.
Science vs. cinema.
We imagined it as a slow, swan-bound creature. A tail-dragging monster of the past. We were wrong.
We now see a dynamic, horizontal, and terrifyingly efficient animal. They are the scars of a lifetime of struggle. They are the proof of survival.
Diplodocus was not a monster. It was a masterpiece of endurance.
It is a story written in statistics.
Perhaps 100 eggs were laid.
50 hatched.
Survived the first year.
And only one, just one, grew large enough to fear nothing. It was a fighter forged by the very predators that consumed its siblings.
For you is the legacy of Diplodocus.
The weapons it carried? The nest it abandoned? Or the brutal struggle it endured?
Whose survival chronicle should we reconstruct next?
Nominate a new paleontological record in the comments.